This is Love Talk with Martis The Love Coach, where the truth meets the touch and the heart finds hope. Love Talk with Martis The Love Coach, healing in the words, growing as you grow. Love Talk.
Hey, my loves, and welcome back to another episode of Love Talk with Martis The Love Coach. This is where we have real conversations, real healing, and real love. Today's episode is going to be a little different. Usually on Wednesdays, we're doing letters to the love coach. But this week, I really didn't receive any new letters. So instead of forcing it, I thought, let's just talk. No letter, no big situation to unpack. Just me and you having a real conversation about love, life, everything. There's something I've been thinking about lately, especially now because I'm doing my blind date experience with Martis The Love Coach. My question is, why are we so afraid to admit that we want love? Like, seriously, when did wanting a relationship become something we're supposed to be embarrassed about? When did saying anything like, I want a husband, or I want a wife, or I want a partner, or heck, I want somebody to build life with, like, when does that start sounding like desperation? Because somewhere along the way, we started glorifying this idea of, I don't need nobody. I've been doing this by myself so long. And okay, maybe you don't. But see, there's a big difference between needing somebody to survive and then wanting somebody to share your life with. Now, before I get into my little spill, y'all know the vibes. Go grab your coffee, your tea, your water, whatever you are sipping on today. Get comfortable and let's talk love.
Love Talk. Got a journal in your hand, do the work on your own. Page by page, you ain't walking alone. From the ashes of the old, see a brand new you. Trust in the process, letting love come through. We talking boundaries, we talking grace. We talking falling for the right one in the right space. Real talk, soft heart, steady ground. It's the frequency, baby, turn the volume up loud. This is Love Talk.
Right, so I always hear this, I'm just vibing. You ask somebody what they're looking for nowadays and they say, oh, I'm just vibing. Or I'm not looking for anything, or whatever happens, happens. I'm just focused on me. Okay. And some people genuinely mean that. There are people who are perfectly happy with being single right now. And I do love that for you. Because you should. You should love yourself enough to be single and know when not to accept something that you don't deserve, right? But then there is some of y'all saying, I'm just vibing. But meanwhile, you're at home watching couples on TikTok thinking, Lord, I see what you done for others. I literally have heard that so many times. I mean, come on. You do want somebody. And there's nothing wrong with that. So you can say, yes, I'm happy with my life. But in the same sentence, you could say, I love to meet somebody. Those two things can exist at the same time. So independence and love can coexist, especially as adults, right? We are so much about being independent and having your own and build a career, get your money together, learn to enjoy your own company. I mean, travel alone, take yourself to dinner, love yourself first. And listen, I agree with all of that because I've done all of that. I want you to have a life outside of your relationship. I really do. I want you to know who you are. I want you to love yourself. I want you to be able to enjoy your own company. But I don't want your entire identity wrapped up in thinking that you can just go through life being jealous of other people. And when I say that, I mean that in the most loving way, right? So if you know that you're happy, single, and not being committed or not dating, then stop watching these couples on TikTok, watching these couples on Facebook, and then you're saying, now if she or he can find somebody, I know I can. Sometimes we take independence so far that we start treating connections like weakness, and it's not. Wanting somebody to talk to at the end of the day doesn't make you weak. Wanting affection doesn't make you needy. Wanting dates doesn't make you desperate. Wanting intimacy, that doesn't mean you don't love yourself. Just think about it. Maybe you simply want love. And sweetheart, that is okay. That's allowed. Let me give you your first love gem. And I want you to remember this. Wanting someone doesn't mean you need to have someone to complete you. Sometimes you're already whole. You just want somebody to share your wholeness with. That's it. I can love my life and still want somebody in it. I can enjoy my peace and still want somebody who knows how to add to that peace. I can be independent and still want partnership. So why don't we just say that? Now, there's a coaching moment right here. Because why are so many people uncomfortable admitting I want love? I think for some people it's fear. Because if I admit I want love, now I have to admit there's something I have hope for. And then when you hope for something, there's a possibility you might be disappointed. So instead, we protect ourselves by pretending we don't care. I don't need a relationship anyway. Maybe you don't. But is that actually how you feel? Or is that what you've learned to say because you've been hurt so much? There's a difference. Some people didn't stop wanting love. They stopped wanting the pain that comes with love, like that's associated with love. I mean, you've opened up before and somebody lied. You trusted somebody and then they cheated. You gave somebody your heart and they mishandled it. You thought somebody was your person and they weren't. So now you're saying things like, I'm good. I'm staying single. Nobody's getting close to me again. And I understand why that wall went up in the first place. I do. But I want you to ask yourself something. Is that wall protecting your peace or has it started preventing connection? Because there's a difference between having boundaries and then building a fortress. Because healthy boundaries say, you don't get unlimited access to me. I need to see consistency, honesty, and respect, right? But see, a wall says nobody gets access because somebody else hurt me 10 years ago, 5 years ago, 3 months ago, a week ago. And if you genuinely don't want a relationship, that is perfectly okay. But if you do want one, like honestly, like you know deep down you want a relationship, don't let somebody from your past convince you that you have to spend your future pretending you don't. Because they moved on. They're happy. Some people are afraid of looking desperate. And that's the big one. I don't want anybody thinking I'm desperate. I don't want anybody thinking I need them. Well, my love, wanting love and being desperate for love are not the same thing. See, desperation might cause you to accept anybody, right? Just anybody so you don't be alone. But being intentional, it says, yes, I want a relationship, but I'm willing to wait for the relationship that's healthy for me. There's a huge difference. You can openly desire marriage. You can still have standards. You could want companionship and still say no to somebody who's wrong for you. You can still be ready for love. And you could do all that without chasing everybody who smiles at you at Walmart or Food Lion or wherever you do your grocery shopping, Lowe's, especially Lowe's. Being open doesn't mean you have to be available for everybody. That's desperate. My opinion. Now, so I want everybody listening to ask themselves, right? Do I actually not want love right now? Or am I afraid to admit that I do? And there's no wrong answer. But you have to be honest. Because maybe your answer really is, Martis, I'm good. I don't want anybody right now. Like, not right now. Okay, enjoy your season. But maybe your answer is, you know what? I do want somebody. Like getting off work, not having somebody to talk to about my day, not having somebody who already cooked dinner. I mean, I do want that. I've just been scared to say it out loud. Say it. I want love. I want companionship. I want a healthy partnership. I want somebody I can build with. There's nothing embarrassing about that. But here's where we're going next, right? Because admitting you want love is one thing, right? But being emotionally available to receive that love is something completely different. You could say you want a relationship all day, but if nobody can get close to you to even give you the chance to trust, if every new person has to pay for what your ex did or what happened in your past, then we need to talk, my love. We would need to talk, okay? If healthy love showed up to your front door tomorrow, will you actually be ready for it? I mean, really. So the question is, are you actually ready to receive love? So I wanted you to understand that me saying this is not saying that just because you're single, you should be dating someone. No. All right. So we talked about being able to admit, yes, I want love. And then there's absolutely nothing wrong with saying that. But now I want to take this conversation a little deeper. Because wanting love and actually being ready to receive healthy love are two totally, completely different things, right? So you can want a relationship and you could talk about wanting your person. Hell, you can even talk about the wedding Pinterest board you created. I mean, your goal board you created at the beginning of the year. You can know the colors you're wearing to your wedding, your reception, how your dress is gonna look, but you don't even have your person yet. I mean, come on. But then somebody healthy actually comes along, right? And suddenly you're suspicious of everything. Why are you texting me good morning every day? Because they like you. But to someone who is so stubborn, they're gonna say, oh, this person is annoying, aggravating. Why are you calling when I text you? Well, because maybe they're a consistent person. Maybe because they like to have real communication. I've even heard someone say, we've been together for 4 months and we haven't even argued yet. I'm not sure if I like that. Why are you looking for an argument? Come on. Is there something actually wrong? Or are you so accustomed to unhealthy relationships that healthy behavior starts to feel so unfamiliar? That's something I want you to think about. If you're listening right now, that is something I want you to think about. Sometimes chaos feels more familiar than peace. If your dating history has been filled with people who were inconsistent, liars, cheaters, hot and cold, here today, gone tomorrow, you may accidentally learn to associate those emotions with everything that you're facing when it comes to your love life. They don't text you for 2 days, then suddenly they're blowing up your phone, butterflies, and they tell you that they don't know what they want. Then they tell you they can't live without you. Butterflies, 1 minute you're arguing. The next minute you're having like the most passionate makeup session of your life. And then butterflies again, right? But my love, sometimes those are not butterflies. Sometimes that's anxiety, and there's a difference. And I want you to remember that, okay? That weird feeling you get in your stomach is not always butterflies. Here's a love gem I wanna give to you. Don't reject peace simply because chaos is more familiar. Healthy love shouldn't require you to wake up every morning trying to figure out what version of somebody you're gonna get or what version of yourself you're gonna get. That's why I said at the beginning, like, it's okay if you're not ready for a relationship or dating, especially if you're not emotionally ready. Because when someone healthy comes along, they might not give you that same emotional roller coaster that you're used to. I mean, they might communicate clearly, they might tell you what they want, they might do everything that a real human who loves someone or care about someone will do. Okay? They don't disappear for 3 days just to pop back up and say, hey, stranger. No. The healthy person that's for you, they're going to call. They're going to check in. They're going to make plans. They're going to follow through. And you do not have to decode every text message or every time they go an hour without calling. You don't need a group chat meeting with your friends every time they say, okay, I'll talk to you later. Like, it's exactly what it is. He or she will talk to you later. Sometimes peace is just peace. Now, here's something else we don't talk about enough because I'm about to wrap this up in a second. But some people are really, really good at giving love. but they become so uncomfortable at receiving it. You're always helping everybody. You're always checking on somebody. You're always the strong one. You're always taking care of others and not yourself. And I am guilty of that. I was guilty of that because somebody would say, "Let me do this for you." And my first response is like, "No, I'm okay. I'm good." And then somebody tries to show up and say, "I got it." And I'm like, "No, I'm okay. I don't need anything." But if you want partnership, at some point, you have to allow somebody to partner with you. Independence is beautiful, but hyper independence can sometimes make intimacy difficult because a relationship requires some level of, "I trust you enough to let you show up for me." That doesn't mean becoming dependent on somebody for everything. It means allowing yourself to receive love, receive affection, receive help, receive those compliments, receive love without immediately wondering, okay, what does this person really want from me? Just remember, don't make the new person pay the old person's debt. And I really want somebody to hear that. Your new person or the person you're dating should not have to spend the entire relationship proving they're not your ex. If somebody cheated on you before, that hurt matters. It does. And if somebody lied, that does matter. If somebody abandoned you, it matters. Ooh, if somebody manipulated you, that matters. I'm never going to tell you to pretend those experiences didn't affect you. But healing means learning how to recognize, right? Recognize that this person may be different. Because what our past does, right? Our past teaches us what to watch for. But it shouldn't automatically convict somebody who hasn't done anything at all. Because if every time like a new person shows up, or every time your new person goes somewhere, you're thinking they're cheating, and every time they don't answer, you're assuming they're doing something wrong. Every friendship makes you suspicious, then eventually, you're asking somebody who didn't create the wound to constantly prove they won't reopen it. That is not fair, and that is so exhausting. Your past should give you wisdom, not make every new person guilty until proven innocent. Okay? That's the balance. Pay attention. Have those boundaries, ask those questions, don't ignore red flags, but also give people room to show you exactly who they are. Now, are you available or are you just single? Are you emotionally available or are you simply single? You can be single and still be emotionally attached to your ex. You could be single and still hoping somebody from your past come back. You could be single and still comparing everybody to your ex or to a new person or to another relationship. And then I hear, where's my person? Well, if your person showed up, like I said, at your front door, where would they fit into your life right now? Mentally, emotionally. Have you actually created a space for that type of partnership? That's worth thinking about. So remember, you don't have to lose yourself to love somebody or to find dating or to find a relationship. And I think it's another reason why people are afraid to like admit they want relationships. Maybe you've been in a relationship before and you completely lost yourself. I am guilty of that. Everything became that person. You stopped seeing your friends. You stopped doing things you enjoy. You stopped chasing your goals. You stopped being you. And then you looked around and thought, who am I without this person? And so now you work so hard to rebuild yourself and you're thinking, I'm never doing that again. Well, good. Don't. Healthy love should not require you to disappear. Okay? You can have a partner and still have friends. You can have a partner and still have goals, hobbies, interests, boundaries. You can have dreams, and those dreams belong to you. A healthy relationship should add another beautiful part of your life, not become your entire life. That's the kind of love I want people seeking, not the kind of love that says, I need you because I don't know what I am without you. I want you to be able to say, I know exactly who I am, and I'm choosing to share this life with you. That's partnership. All right. So I'm going to wrap this up. But before I do, I want to say stop pretending like you don't care. We have got to stop thinking that the person who cares the least has the most power. Dating has gotten so weird with this. Like, everybody's trying to look unbothered. Nobody wants to text too quick. Nobody want to show too much interest. You don't want to tell them you like them first. You don't want to double text. You don't want to get excited. Like, why? Obviously have some self-control. I'm not saying go crazy, go shopping for your wedding ring on date 3. But if you like somebody, it's okay to act like you like them. If you enjoy a date, say you enjoyed the date. If you want to see them again, say, I would love to do this again. If you're dating because you ultimately want a committed relationship, say that. The right person isn't going to be scared, and walk away because you told your intentions. And if your honesty does scare somebody, they weren't supposed to be in your life in the first place. Now, my last gem is I want you to remember that dating with intention doesn't mean rushing a relationship. It means being honest about where and what you're ready to build. Take your time and know what you want. And this is why I am excited about First Date with Martis. Okay? I'm creating a live virtual blind date experience for singles who are emotionally available. They're willing to say, yes, I'm single. Yes, I'm open. And yes, I love the opportunity to meet somebody. There's no embarrassing moments in that. There's nothing embarrassing about that statement. And I don't just want to put 2 random attractive people on the screen and say, hey, okay, y'all date. No. I look at preferences, your interests, your values, your lifestyle, your relationship goals, deal breakers. What are you looking for? And then I see whether 2 people might actually have something worth exploring. You can be located anywhere. So if you've been listening to this whole episode thinking, okay, Martis, you convinced me. I do want love. Where's my person? I love you. Thank you so much. I cannot promise you your husband, right? I can't promise you your wife. I can't promise you your happily ever after. But what I can do is I can offer you the opportunity to meet somebody that you may have never crossed paths with. And sometimes that's where it starts. It starts with that one conversation, that one introduction, and that one chance. All right, so y'all know I got a challenge. Every Wednesday, I got to give y'all a challenge. I want you to finish this sentence. And don't rush your answer, okay? When it comes to love, I'm afraid of. Maybe it's rejection. Maybe it's being cheated on or abandonment or looking desperate or losing yourself. Maybe it's choosing wrong again. Maybe it's giving somebody your heart and discovering they weren't who you thought they were. But whatever it is, name it. Say it out loud. Because you can't work through something you've constantly pretended that is not there. Now, after you answer, when it comes to love, I'm afraid of, I want you to then ask yourself, is this fear protecting me from something unhealthy? Or is it preventing me from experiencing something that could be healthy? That's the question. Okay? All right, my loves, thank you so much for this heart-to-heart with me today. No letters this week. Very sad about that. But send me some, okay? You can remain anonymous. Submit those dating applications. The job form link is in every single one of my bios. All right? Just us talking about something I think a lot of people may feel or maybe afraid to admit. I love that. It's okay to want love. Say it. Own it. But just make sure you're not so focused on finding somebody that you forget to make sure you're ready for the kind of love you're asking for. So now, when next Wednesday comes, I need some letters. So start today. Start sending me letters for next Wednesday. Okay? And I know somebody is asking me, Martis, why are you so amazing? Because I am. No, just kidding. Please, y'all, the job forms are in every single one of my bios. TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, my website. First Date with Martis is waiting for you, okay? Until next time, keep choosing love, keep choosing healing, keep choosing growth. And remember, a healthy love starts with a healthy you. I'm Martis The Love Coach. I love y'all.
This is Love Talk with Martis The Love Coach, where the truth meets the touch and the heart finds hope. grow. Yeah, yeah. Love talk. Press play, breathe in. Let the wisdom settle in on where you've been. Every scar teacher, every tear a guide. Real love starts the moment you stop trying to hide. Love talk, Martis The Love Coach. Tune in, fall in, rise up. Yeah, this is love. Yeah, this is love.